Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad that you're here. Today's lesson is about silhouette sketching and the importance of this. I am coming at this from the point of view of a video game concept artist. But those of you venturing into my channel who are probably not artists, or you have no desire to work in games but you want to do art as a hobby, this definitely applies, especially if you have trouble coming up with ideas. Now, my specialty is creature design. That's what I do for a living, creatures and characters. And I put emphasis on thumbnailing mainly because this is the method for true and pure idea generation. It's not jumping into super amounts of detail. No, we're not going to do that. That usually backfires. Sometimes you will hit a home run and you'll start jumping into detail for a piece of art and you're going, okay, that's it. And then you work it for a pretty long time and you just finesse your way to the finish line. All right, but to make your life easier and to make your designs better, we're going to practice the silhouette method right here. Now, it doesn't matter what marker you use. I'm using Hotu, but you can use Prismacolor. You can use, whatever marker you have. Let's go to the second row here. Okay. Now, the other great thing about silhouettes is that you can be as messy as you want, and it doesn't even matter. Like that's what's cool about it. All right, so I have a basic understanding of the body types that I want my silhouettes to have, but I'm not too worried about, every single little pauldron or arm or anything for that matter. Some of these might look a little similar, only because, we're basing this off of a standard muscular male, okay, standing at a T-pose. Because I just want to see the proportions from front view. I don't want to get into, to any super amounts of detail or anything. And you can fill a page up with this method really fast and come up with some really awesome ideas. Now, you have some leniency, okay? Maybe some proportions won't be right. I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, well, now it looks like our warrior has a trench coat and it looks like there's no hands. Let's put some hands in there. Okay. You still want to indicate at least where some fingertips are. Now, with a marker, you can't get. I don't know if I have the brush tip here. Yeah, you can get some pointiness going on, but I think for the most part, I'll just keep it here. So once we have this, that's pretty wild. The other fun thing about doing silhouettes is that you learn how to tell a story with these. I started off small, and each one that I went to started to get a little weirder. So, I mean, look at number 3 right here. I haven't numbered them yet, but it's going to be number 3. This is crazy. It looks like a walking satellite almost. I think that's kind of cool. And then you just move on to the next silhouette. And you want to try to be different with each one. So, for example, what if this one is like a triangle body with a tiny head? And then I don't know how the legs are going to be, but what if this one has 6 arms, 2 skinny legs, with just an indication of 2 little feet down there? Pretty wild. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have just thought that up had I just jumped into details and be like, yep, I see a big triangle skinny man. Like, it probably wouldn't happen. Knowing me, I probably would have seen a bug. Because I obsess about insects, and that's what I put my emphasis on in my creatures. But for some reason, this thing came out. And now I'm just going to put these little markings here and call it quits. That's the silhouette. Let's move on. Actually, I like doing the shapes. Why don't we do one that is an actual triangle? Right side up, I guess you could say. It could be somebody in a triangle suit, I don't know. But we're going to put that bend in the ankle here. Something not quite right about it. not quite right as in, hey, it's just a human being wearing this as a, I don't know, a giant construction cone. And I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it. So maybe the only indication, the important part, are the feet, because that actually does help the silhouette. And I accidentally put this little marking on this side. I like that actually. So why don't I just put some of those up here. And then I think for the top, strange little shape in the form of two little almost horns. And maybe it's something cool, but I don't want to just put regular horns here. See how this is evolving. It almost looks like a human being trying to fit into a huge dress, and this person's lifting their arms up and they're trying to slip through it. Sometimes when I record, I don't know if my chair's hitting the camera, so if you hear it during the recording, I probably missed that. I don't know. But anyway, let's keep going. All right, something new. So we got, you know, a downward triangle man. And then we have this right side up triangle. Then we have this massive beast over here. Let's do a sphere. Oh man, it's kind of weird when you put yourself on the spot. I don't want to try to get perfect with a sphere. But what I can do is I can try to see if some neat shapes are going to come out of this. I don't want to just draw fruit. So these can be legs. They're kind of hugging the body here. I say maybe a lot just because I'm thinking aloud, but I'm actually putting my thoughts into this. Maybe we can do an extra set of legs. Then we got the top here. We'll just kind of get skinny up here. Just be creative with these parts. Smaller indications of maybe some mechanical appendages coming out. I don't know what to do with the feet here. Let's just do something cool with the feet. Feet can come out, and then you got these little ball-like shapes down here. Well, these are a lot of fun. So the next step would be, which one of these could I take further and develop? Now, being a concept artist, I mean, you would just flesh out the rest of the page like this, as a matter of fact. Let's do it. Okay, moving on down here. Let's do another strange humanoid shape, but this time with 3 heads. I don't even know if these are going to be heads, but let's try. We could do some crazy stuff with the hair here. So when I'm doing silhouettes, I want to be memorable with the shapes, and one way to do that is hair. So hair offers really cool shapes, and also armor. Okay, so also I'm not going to do 4 more. What I'm going to do is 2 more, and then I'll save this area down here for one of these creatures, and I'll just choose one to do something weird with. Probably this one. I don't know why, but I'm leaning towards this one. But I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to keep drawing here. 2 little hands coming down from the hip. That's weird. And then maybe super skinny legs and just a knob for feet. That's kind of, yeah, that's a little weird. I have to be very careful in indicating where the fingers are down here because the end of the marker is pretty fat. So maybe if I just hang some fingers off there, then that'll be fine. Now out here, maybe we can put some very high shoulders. Okay, this thing just went all Slender Man on us. Kind of looks like a combination of Voldo, those of you that know Soul Calibur, and then we got, I don't even know what that is. Voldo used to be my favorite character when I played Soul Calibur. I was into those fighting games back then. Not a lot of people remember Soul Calibur. Voldo reminded me of Dulcim if he had blades. That just looks like a clown. I'm just going to move on to this next one. Maybe it's a kind of like a short fat guy. By the way, when I'm doing these silhouettes, I don't have a set genre in mind, like no fake video game that I'm thinking of. I'm just hoping for the best here. Let's see what happens. Some limbs right there. See, I don't want to go too much into this territory, so when I'm thinking maybe just 2 big legs coming off the side, but that's going to bleed into this one. I got to be very careful. I got to leave that little strip of paper in between there so we get the separation. Got some shoulders, if you want to call it shoulders, and then see, yeah, I was afraid of that. So let's change this silhouette a little bit. Now let's move on and pick which one we should move with. I'm just going to take a ballpoint pen because I know for a fact that I'm just going to want to do that triangle, dude. I have been looking at this for about 5 minutes now, and I'm getting in all of the looseness first. Okay? I don't know what the head's going to look like, and that's the fun part. Also, you'll probably notice some gaps in the filming, and detail is just suddenly going to erupt, and you're going to go, where did that come from? I have to admit, it is tough sometimes giving instruction and talking to everybody while trying to draw and maintain a picture. It's one of the main reasons why I have yet to record an entire 5-hour drawing. I don't want to be talking for 5 hours. I don't think that's possible. It is possible. I don't think anybody would want to hear me talk for 5 hours, let alone me talk for 5 hours and then try to concentrate on drawing. I could probably get into my life stories, but I don't think anybody would want to hear those either. I got some funny ones, but maybe at a later time. Pretty much keeping the same proportions here, the little feet and everything, but I am adding some details because, hey, anything goes with a black silhouette. Anything goes as in the inside of the shape. So we'll see what happens. I know it has 6 arms. Okay, and I'm just going to indicate with some shadow here. Maybe like a big muscular arm right here. I only indicated what those fingers are doing without any real knuckles or claws or anything, but I think there's going to be some claws there. Or at least a big hand. And I don't want the fingers to do the same thing. Now it's kind of like a shirt. Well, not really a shirt, but I don't know, what would you call this? A dress? Could be a dress. Alright, so this little bit down here definitely is a hand, but I think what I'll do is I'll just put some fingers and a thumb right like that. I don't want the hands doing the same thing. I want to add a little bit of chaos in here. So maybe they're opening the palm in a certain way, like this one up top, and then we got the middle one, and then we have the one at the bottom. You know, I'm going to have to do the same thing on the left too. But I do want to draw some emphasis on the hip right here because that is it's an important part of the silhouette. So I am altering some of the shape, but I'm also trying to honor what I originally did. That's another thing that I actually want to talk about. Kind of glad that just organically happened in conversation here. Your sketches translated to a final drawing or a final painting, they often get lost because we don't carry over the essence of our original sketches, and I think that's what hurts us. I've done it a lot. This arm, it's not the same size. I think I made a mistake here. It's kind of hard too because I don't want to run into Sphere Man right there. But anyway, when you take a really rough sketch that you've looked at and you go, you know what, I really did a good job on that, and then you try to add color to it, what happens? You screw everything up because the paint strokes don't mimic the energy of your pen or pencil sketch. So you got to be very careful about that. And with me, and those of you listening that are, you know, aspiring concept artists, or maybe you're already working in the studio, your style of drawing sometimes can differ from your style of painting. That has happened to me a lot, where the strokes that I apply when I'm sketching are not the same when I'm digitally painting. And I think that's where the disconnect happens a lot when I used to try to bring my pen and pencil sketches into Photoshop and then try to either paint on top of it and it just becomes a stiff nightmare and it doesn't look good, or I would just completely lose the looseness and the energy. And when I first started, I didn't paint like I draw. Comment below, let me know if you suffer from that too. I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of people saying that in the comments, and I totally feel your pain. I really do. Okay, so that's our fella up there, and there's a lot of possibilities with this guy. I say guy, I don't know what gender it is. All I know is that it's pretty creepy. It's not human, so maybe it's just an it or an entity. You know, comment below, let me know what you're working on too. And I really appreciate every single one of you. I want to give a shout out to the channel members, becoming a member of the channel and contributing to the tip jar so I can buy pencils, because I go through a ton of pencils and it's just this never-ending cycle. So those of you that have become channel members, you are awesome. I just have to say that. All of you guys are awesome. Even those of you that are strolling in and have no idea why you're here, but you just like to watch me draw. That's fine. I welcome you. Those of you that want to leave and maybe come back at another time, cool. You know, whatever. It's an open door policy. I try to treat my channel like, you know, I'm just a teacher sitting in the classroom and students come in and they just want to chill and draw with the teacher. Turn on some techno music, drink some coffee, pre-workout powder, whatever, and just draw with me. Okay, this was a lot of fun. I'm going to do more of these. Hope this helped. You know, this is just one aspect of concept art. Let me know what you're working on. Peace.